Hello, it's Sunday the 15th of April, and in this video I'm going to look at the latest Thunderball result and see if I can find possible reasons why these numbers came out and see if I can predict what's going to come out next. Now, the latest result was made using machine 3 and set of balls 1. And you notice the current trend is machines 2 and 3, sets of balls 1 to 4. So if we look at a chart for just those two machines and those 4 sets of balls, frequency on the x-axis, draw number on the y-axis, and this shows the last time they occurred and where they are in relation to each other in terms of the frequency. So this is a chart for the main numbers, and the last result was draw 2217. So if we go back to 2216, that's where the numbers were before the last draw. And if we look at where the winning numbers were on that chart, that's where they were, sort of around the middle area. So kind of average. If we look at all machines and all sets of balls, obviously the chart's a bit bigger because now we're including more data. And if we look at where the numbers were on this chart, you can see now much more spread out. So we've got one of the most frequent numbers and some others from around the middle and towards the slower end as well. So going back to the current trend then, if we look at just machine 3 and just the main numbers, and we see where the winning numbers were on that chart, that's where they were. Notice that number 27 is on the edge of that chart. If we look at numbers paired with 27, got number 4 on the edge of that chart. Anyway, if we look at all sets of balls and machine 3, that's not really all that relevant. So let's just look at the opposite of that, and then all machines but just the set of balls that was used, which was set 1. Kind of bunched up in the middle on that one. So if we narrow it down to current trend, don't see any of those numbers on that chart, but if we look at machine 3 and set of balls 1, that's where the numbers were, so they weren't particularly outstanding. Okay, so when we look at all machines and all sets of balls, numbers paired with 27, then you can see that 31 was most outstanding with 27 because it's most frequent. but only when we look at all machines and all sets of parts. Now if we look at a chart for 31, maybe if we narrow it down to the current trend, then if we just look at machines 2 and 3, numbers paired with 31, now you can see that number 33, which came out, was the most overdue with 31. So most outstanding in that respect. But when we look at just the current trend sets of balls, 1 to 4, now it's just on the edge of the chart, not most outstanding. But when you look at all sets of balls, it was most outstanding. So it depends how you look at it. Now if we look at a chart for 33, and we're looking at the current trend in terms of machines and sets of balls, now you can see that number 11 is most outstanding because it's most overdue for its frequency. It's the one that's nearest that top right corner, in other words. So if we look at a chart for number 11, you can see there's 33 on the edge of the chart. And now number 4 kind of looking a little bit towards the overdue end, but not particularly outstanding. Now the Thunderball was Thunderball number 8. So let's see. In fact, first of all, let's look at all machines, all sets of balls, full draw history, including before the main numbers went up to 39, because there's always been 14 Thunderballs. So this is the big picture. Now on this chart, number 8 was there. So kind of more frequent than the average, but not particularly outstanding. So let's narrow it down to current trend. Still same. If we look at just machine number 3 then, in the middle, now if we look at just set of balls 1, now you can see number 8 kind of slightly more outstanding than the other numbers, but not when we look at machine 3 as well. It's only second most overdue, so kind of an average sort of occurrence for number 8. But if we look at occurrences of number 8 with some of the other main numbers that came out, and if we look at all machines and all sets of balls, let's see where number 8 was on these charts. So came out recently with 33, not outstanding with 31, most outstanding with 27, because it's clearly the closest at top right corner on that chart, so it's most overdue for its frequency to occur with 27. Not so with 11, and number 4 most outstanding with number 4. So I bet if we look at 27 and 4 together, it'd be most outstanding, but no, not really. Not individually outstanding, but not for the pair. So what happens if we narrow it down to the current trend? Well, still on the edge of the chart for the machines. Not when we include sets of balls, so still most frequent with number 4. So if we look at it the other way around then, look at main numbers that have occurred with Thunderball number 8. Let's see what we can find. Well, we can find 27 on the edge of the chart on this line when we look at the current trend. See, there it is. And that's where the other main numbers are on that chart. If we look at machine 3, that's where they are. Machine 3 and set of balls 1. Chart too small to see anything. If we look at all machines, clearly number 4 most outstanding on that chart, as you would expect, because number 8 was most outstanding when we looked at main number 4. So let's see where the other numbers were. That's where they were. So I think we've looked at probably everything that there was to look at to analyse that latest result. Now let's go back to the current trend, see where the numbers are now that those numbers have come out. So we're looking at main numbers since they went up to 39, just for machines 2 and 3 sets of balls 1 to 4. So on this chart, let's see, individual numbers that are most outstanding would be 18 most frequent, 24 most overdue, and maybe 13 or 32 because they're right on the edge, on this edge line, heading towards that top right corner. Now when we look at all machines and all sets of balls, now you can see on this chart 39 is the most overdue, second most overdue for the current trend, but most overdue overall. Then we've got 32 and 30 most frequent. 32 the most overdue out of those two. And then on the edge of the chart on this line, there's number 18 again. 24 at the top, 26, and at the slow end we've got 14. So if we look at just the machines that are in use at the moment, which are 2 and 3, now 18 is the most frequent, 39 is the most overdue, and 32 most overdue for its frequency. If we looked at all machines and just the sets of balls that are in use at the moment, and we get this chart, which is quite different. We've got 24 most overdue, 32 most frequent, 13 on the edge there. So that's what we get when we look at these numbers individually. So you've seen where these numbers were on the bigger picture. So I've got these 5 numbers here are all the most outstanding individually. So a good place to start if you want to make a prediction would be to pick one of these numbers, one of these 5, and then see what numbers are outstanding paired with those numbers. So we've got 18 and 32. They seem to be outstanding with each other as well. And when we look at 32, we've got 39 on the edge of that chart as well. If we look at 39, that's what that chart looks like. Chart for 24 looks like that. So maybe best place to start would be with 18 and 32. So now let's have a look at the Thunderballs. See what's happening with the current trend. Current trend, we've got 14 most overdue for its frequency, number 3 most overdue, number 7 most frequent. When we look at it like this, we've got 14 most outstanding. Just looking at the machines, we've got number 4 most outstanding because it's furthest past this line and it's most overdue. So I'd say probably number 4 is most outstanding. And when we look at all machines, all sets of balls, number 4 most overdue as well. So individually looks like number 4. However, if we look at numbers paired with 18, number 4 not so outstanding. Paired with 32, again it's just in the middle somewhere. 18 and 32 together though is most overdue. So maybe number 4. If we just go back as far as when main numbers went up to 39, see number 4 most overdue with that pair. Now it's more frequent with number 18. Still pretty average with 32. So let's go back to the current trend. Machines, current trend sets of balls. What are the slowest with 32? So there's number 4, second most overdue, going on the current trend. So still quite a good choice to have with these numbers. So if we look at the main numbers that have occurred with Thunderball number 4 since we went up to 39. Now I've got 39 on the edge of that chart, and 39 is the most overdue on the chart for all machines and all sets of balls. So it's good to have 39 with Thunderball number 4 as well. So let's choose that one. So now we've got 2 numbers left to choose. So out of these most outstanding numbers, we've already got these 3. So it'd be very unlikely for all 5 of these to come out, but maybe some numbers from the rest of the chart would kind of even it out, make it more in line with the laws of averages. So number 7, for example. Number 7, kind of in the middle, not too bad. And then we've got 37. That was most overdue with 39. Yeah. Let's look at some of the other numbers then. So you've got number 7 most frequent with number 4. So let's choose number 7 because it's good with 4 and it's also good with 39. Now if we look at numbers paired with number 7, $35 yet to occur. Got 11 and 20 on there. So if we look where 35 is, sharing the same square as number 8, maybe it's time for one of those two numbers to drop. So we'll go for 35. So my prediction then for the next draw, or the next few draws from now, these numbers, I think they're a good combination of numbers, some good numbers individually, kind of outstanding in the ways that the winning numbers normally are outstanding, because it's usually the ones that are most frequent, most overdue, or that are most overdue or most frequent paired with each other. So that's the best I can come up with for this video. So that concludes this video. Subscribe for the next one, and bye for now.